Hey guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to do 2 looks, 1 palette with the Glamlite Burger Palette. Looks like this. I have done a look with it already when I did my first impressions, so I will link it up above. So I do have a couple of other new Glamlite products that I'm going to use within this video. I did have these already. This is a set of the pizza lashes that I bought. I think this is, yeah, Margherita. So I will wear these in one of the looks. But I got a pair of their fry lashes. I don't think these were available when the burger palette went on sale. I think they kind of came out a little bit afterwards, which is why I didn't order them at that time. But I got, is there a style or is it just fry? I think it's just fry lashes. Okay, I don't see any other style on there, but they look like that. So these are a little bit fluffier. You guys know me, I go for the flared out lash style. So that's a lot of what mine are. But yeah, I'll definitely wear each of those lashes in one of the different looks. But I did also buy the 2 lip products they came out with as part of their little Mexico taco palette collection. I did not buy the taco palette. Honestly, the color story wasn't really screaming to me. However, after watching Annette's video from Annette's Makeup Corner, I kind of want it. So I might buy it in the future. But for now, I have the 2 lip products. So I have Churros, which looks like this. And this one's a liquid lipstick. And it has a cute little mirror on the side. The only downside I see here is that they don't have the name on the lip product, so I'm hoping I remember which is which. The other one is Horchata, which is a lip gloss. It's a little bit deeper. Both of them are really beautiful, and like I said, they both have this little mirror on the side. So I will wear one of these with each look. Hopefully they go. I figure with them being nude colors, they should go just fine. So yeah, I figure we will do 2 fun looks with this palette, and I'll use some of these new products. So let's go ahead and get into the first look. All right, so for this first look, I want to use mostly these like yellowy orange type of red tones. So I'm gonna start out with mustard on kind of a pointed, really dense brush. I have my MAC paint pot on my eyes. I'm gonna pack this on the inner corner, like inner portion of the crease area, and like into the inner corner and a little bit underneath. So just kind of this whole little yellow inner moment. And I am gonna kind of drag it over a little bit. Then I want to go into sweet potato fries, and I'm just going to go into a fluffier brush and work that more into the middle area. We're going to do a little multi-toned crease here. Blend it in with the yellow. And just with a fluffier brush, I'll buff some down here underneath. These are kind of lighter colors, so I don't mind it being kind of blown out. And then to finish off the outer part, we're gonna use ketchup. I'm gonna go with a fluffy brush at first, I believe. I just kind of want it to blend outward. So I'm gonna stamp a little bit and then start kind of swirling it outward. Meet it up with the orange down here. I do want to dip into a little bit of tomatoes and just kind of go over the top of that ketchup shade. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back through, so into the orange sweet potato shade. Making sure it overlaps nicely. And then the yellow mustard shade. All right, I do want to try to kind of buff this out a little bit better. So I'm going to grab a clean brush and I'm just going to kind of buff the edges. Okay, so I do think I want to use Thousand Island across the lid. But when I take it and put it on my hand, I feel like it can be kind of sheer on its own. So I think what I'm gonna do is lay down a little base of tomatoes and then top it. May as well just keep using this brush. So I dipped into tomatoes and I'm just going to pat this all over the lid. And then I'm just gonna take Thousand Island on my finger. We're gonna try that first and just go over the top. Oh, that is such a pretty shade, I love it. So glad that I chose to use this one. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of that again. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is take cheddar on a fluffy pencil brush and pop that over the yellow on the inner corner. So a little baseline of cheddar. And then for some extra sparkle, just grab a little bit of Thousand Island because it does kind of get a little bit of a gold reflect going on. I think it just works better with your finger. So I'm just gonna take it with my finger and tap a little right there. That is gorgeous. And disperse it a little bit. Let the glitter kind of disperse. So pretty. I love that. It's pretty just simple and easy. I think I'm gonna try yellow in the waterline. I got a new punch liner from ColourPop because mine, I'm pretty sure, was dried out. I think I'm gonna leave it just halfway and jump into Puppy, the orange shade, or the inner or the outer part. That way it kind of flows nice and cohesive. I do think I want a black wing with this, so I am gonna do that. And then I'm not sure which of the lip product is gonna look the best, but let me go ahead and do that. I will do the wing, pop on a lash, and pick out one of the two lips and show you guys the finished look. All right guys, this is the finished first look. So for lashes, I ended up going with the pizza lashes. So the style I had was Margherita. This one was just a much more bold pair than the other one. And still kind of flared out, just very bold, but I felt like it would go well with the bright, kind of lighter look. So it complements it nicely. It's probably a bit bolder than I would normally go with a look like this because I don't like to cover up the eye look too much, but I feel like in the viewfinder, you're still seeing a good bit. It might be covering up a little bit of that gorgeous, pretty sparkle, but I wanted to make sure I was using one of these lashes with both of these looks, so I figured this one was going to be the best for this look. For the lips, I went with the gloss, which is Horchata. I am in love with this gloss. It's the first time I've put it on, but this is like my perfect type of nude gloss. So I'm really, really happy with this. It's very comfortable. I thought it was gonna be scented. If it is, it's so subtle I couldn't tell, but I mean, that's fine. It's a beautiful color, that's all I care about. So this is the first look. Let's go ahead and move on to the second look. All right, let's get into the second look. So I went ahead and put on the Churros liquid lipstick. Since I already knew I was going to be wearing it in this look, I figured why not? Plus, since I haven't tried it on yet, this will kind of give me a chance to wear it for a little while, you know, while I'm doing the look. So we can see how it wears. I know it's just gonna be for a short period of time, but it's still longer than you normally see me wearing something. So for this second look, I kind of saw an Instagram picture that I really want to take some inspiration from, and I think with the colors in this palette, I can definitely do something similar. It's definitely going to be inspired by, but I follow AshGhotCakess on Instagram. Well, I follow her on YouTube too. She's done some really amazing looks. I love the way she does like some really interesting cut creases with like flowers on them. They're super beautiful. But she posted this picture here. Actually, I'll post the actual picture here so it's clear. She posted this and I just came across it today when I'm filming this. And it's this really gorgeous kind of like rainbowy looking cut crease. I think it looks beautiful and I really do think that I can do something similar with the shades in this palette. It does look like the color at the base of her look is a pastel blue, which I'm not going to do. And I thought about just sticking with green, but I think what I'm actually going to do is use the blue cheese shade so that that can be a little standout accent because I haven't used that one on camera yet. But yeah, I think that I'll be able to pull this off using the colors in this palette. Again, this will be inspired by kind of like with the black pink look that I did. I'm gonna kind of follow what I see here, but I'm gonna do my own little twist on it because for this one, I specifically want to use this palette. So I will probably not keep it all matte. I'll probably throw some shimmers in there. I don't know what she's got going on in the lower lash line. It looks like she's got more of the purpley orangey tones down there. But I might try to do something with like bacon because I haven't used that one yet on camera that I can remember. But yeah, I just figured it'd be something fun, do a little fun, little inspired by look for this second look with the burger palette. So let me zoom you guys in just a little further. Okay, so I do think I want to start with the crease since I'm obviously going to be doing a cut crease. Okay, we're gonna pin the hair back so that's gonna get in the way. There we go. Okay, I do have MAC paint pot on my eyes already. So I think what I want to do is maybe start with the darkest shade and build up. I want a pencil brush. I want to like literally stamp this color into my crease. I'm gonna use barbecue sauce on this little pencil brush, and I am going to literally just pack this into the little crease portion where I know that it'll kind of, where I'll cut it out. So I wanna make sure that I can see it when my eyes opened. I'm gonna try to mimic the shape that she's done here. I always come straight down and follow the crease, but hers, because she kind of wraps the color around, it kind of cuts off a little bit further in. I don't know. We shall see. I don't usually do my looks like this, but that's why it's fun to do an inspired by look, is because sometimes it makes you try something different than you would normally do. That's my base sketch going on. I do want to take another brush. This one is a flat but fluffy brush. This one's from Suva Beauty. It's a little bit stiffer, so I really like it for, you know, if you have to buff something underneath. And I want to go into Red Onions, which is still kind of on that purpley tone, but it's got a little bit more of a brightness to it. I'm just gonna kind of buff over the top of this line. So I'm going to then use this kind of fluffy flat brush, and I'm gonna jump into ketchup, and I'm gonna buff right on top of the barbecue sauce color, right at the top edge, and start blending. And then into sweet potato fries. Same thing, right at the top edge. And then I'm gonna go straight into mustard. I'm just gonna keep using this brush because why not? I never go up this high to my brow bone. I really can't stand it if I'm being honest, but I'm gonna try it out because that is what a lot of these like really bold Instagram looks do. They go all the way up to the brow bone. So we're going Instagram. I'm taking a little bit of cheddar on a fluffy pencil brush, and I'm going to kind of buff a little bit of it right at the tip of where the yellow meets the brow. Give it a little highlight. All right, and now let's cut the crease out. All right, so there is our cut crease. I'm just gonna tap out some of this concealer so it's not all gloopy in one place. So maybe we can do a little fun twist here, because on her look, it looks like it goes from yellow to green to blue at the lash line. And I do have a yellow and a green matte shade, but I also have a gold and a green shimmer shade. And since we are using that blue shade that is a shimmer shade, maybe I'll just do all metallics on the lid and still kind of do that rainbow gradient just in a metallic form. I think that could be a fun twist on it. We'll start at the bottom. Let's see how this blue works with a brush, because remember the Thousand Island one, I liked it better with my finger, so I'm gonna try packing it. Yeah, I'm not liking that with a brush. Let's see if I can get my pinky to work. That shade really just works better with a brush. I mean, with your finger. All right, so next up we're gonna go into the green. So I think I'm gonna use this Suva Beauty brush, and I'm gonna do lettuce. And I'm gonna kind of work it on the top edge of the blue. I might go into a little bit of pickles if this turns out too close to the gold. I think I'm gonna need to mix the two. so now into pickles, same brush. Just layering that over the top. Yeah, that definitely gives more of a green tone, which is what I need here. All right, so now I'm gonna try using the fat pencil brush and into cheddar. I think I'll spray this just for better control and fill in the rest of this little gap. I'm gonna switch to a smaller pencil brush just to get it in this inner part. And just like in the other look, I'm stamping this into the inner corner. Switching to an even smaller pencil brush. All right, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and keep using this little tiny pencil brush and run back through the shades. So into the green, I wanna spray this. So I'm in pickles. Make sure they kind of blend together a little bit. And then I'm gonna see if I can get this to pick up on this pencil brush. So a little bit of blue cheese, spray it. So there is my little rainbow eye. I think it turned out pretty good considering, like, I went with a more shimmer route instead of the mattes. I'm gonna take a little touch of barbecue sauce on my little tiny brush and just crisp up this edge. Okay, and I do want to take a little bit of Thousand Island with my pinky and just stamp it, tap it right over the top of the inner corner because I do feel like it gives a bit more of a gorgeous shimmer. All right, so like I said, we're gonna do our own interpretation on the lower lash line because I can't fully see what she's done in her look. So I'm gonna go into Bacon, and I do wanna spray that, and I'm gonna line the lower lash line. I think I do want to bring it down, and I'll pop some of that gold into the little empty space just to really brighten it up. So I'm kind of bringing it down a good bit. And then I'm just gonna take this brush that I was using, the kind of flat and fluffy one. I think I'm gonna go into sweet potato fries, the orange. Kind of buff some of that into it. Kind of also let it meet up with the other shades a little bit. And then with a fluffy brush, I'm just gonna jump into mustard and just kind of really lightly buff this under. And once more into Bacon, again, just to kind of re-intensify it. I'm gonna bring a little bit of it out here. And just take a little brush into Cheddar, pop it on this little inner portion. Okay, and for the lower lash line, I'm going to, I think I want to stick with orange. I almost went with brown. Brown bores me. This is Puppy from ColourPop. And that is it. This is definitely a rainbow look, but it's something fun. Maybe I'll throw in a bonus, like really simple look, because I did do two kind of really bold looks. Either way, so I'm not gonna add any winged liner, of course. I do wanna put on some mascara, and I'm gonna use the Fry lashes that I got from Glamlite. So I will put this pair on and catch the other eye up. I think I might top this with the gloss because I'm not feeling the color combo, but if I put the gloss on, I think it would help. So let me do all that and I'll be right back. All right, so here is the finished second look. I love this. It's so much fun. It's just like this really fun, bright rainbow look, which I love. And I'm really impressed with the metallics. That gold especially is really insane. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Love it. I already knew I loved the green just from my first impressions look. The greens are really good. And that blue, I'm actually really happy with the way the blue turned out using it with my finger. I did not like it with a brush, but using it with my finger, I really love the kind of color payoff there. These lashes were a little bit tricky to put on, but it's only the first time I've used them, so they'll kind of probably, you know, loosen up a little bit after I've used them once or twice. But they are really pretty, and they do have a little bit of that flare, which you guys know that I love. So yeah, fun little inspired by look. Definitely a very bold look. So I've got two very bold back-to-back looks. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a third look here, even though I originally had planned on this being a 2-look one palette. I'm gonna give you guys a third look, but it's going to be a super simple, quick, more basic, kind of using some of the more neutral tone looks because I haven't used caramelized onions and onion rings yet in my looks, not that I remember. So we're gonna do a little like brownie neutral kind of look, maybe with a little bit of the yellow or the orange, I'm not sure, but I want to do something really simple and easy just to kind of balance out the kind of fun and slightly crazy looks that I did in this video. So let's go ahead and get into that look. All right, so like I mentioned, I want to do a little bonus third look, something a bit more simple and more neutral since the other two looks were pretty bold. I like doing the fun colorful looks, but I do like at least one of my looks to be a bit more on the quote unquote wearable side, I guess. I totally think you can have fun and wear color to work. A lot of the looks that I do, you can definitely wear, I would say maybe just like tone down how big they are, but you could still get away with doing the colors. But if you don't want to do that and you still want to get some other looks out of this palette, I do want to use some of these really beautiful kind of warm brown tones. That is the nice thing about this palette. You do get a really good mix here of some fun colors, but also some beautiful neutrals. So we're going to do just a really simple eye. This should be a really quick one and focus on more of the warm brown tones. So let me zoom in and we'll get started. Okay, lid is primed with my paint pot. I think I want to keep this really simple, like no cut crease, nothing like that. Just a couple simple shadows and a shimmer across the lid. So I want to start out with onion rings and I'm going to use a fluffy brush and ooh, that's very pigmented. I am going to kind of tap it first just because the primer is tacky. So I'm going to kind of do a little tapping and then blending. So that definitely blends out really lightly because I went in with a little amount, so now I'm gonna go back in and add some more. I like that, it's got a really nice kind of grungy golden kind of effect to it. I think I am going to go ahead and buff some of this underneath. With colors like this, I really do like them to be kind of blended out, but also kind of like when you put them underneath, kind of flare it down a good bit. I'm kind of tapping some on first and then blending. Okay, so it's still nice and blended and a little bit blown out, but not to an insane extent. Okay, so with a bit more of a dense fluffy brush, I'm gonna jump into caramelized onions and just add a little bit more depth to this little outer portion of the lid. Again, I'm starting with small amounts of shadow so that I can build it up gradually. So I wanna keep this a really soft blended look. I'm literally just barely tapping into the pan so that I don't get very much. If you want to go for a softer blended look, that is the best thing that you can do, is just start with the smallest amount of shadows and build it up. Because some of these shadows, especially like this particular palette, I do feel is incredibly pigmented. And so I feel like you can easily overdo it. If you're, wanting a softer look, it's really easy to go in and get more pigment on the brush than you anticipated. So just grab a little touch of it and build it up instead of just going in with one swipe. Okay, I'm gonna go with this flat, that fluffy brush. And again, just focusing on the outer part. And then with a fluffier flat brush, a little more, still using caramelized onions. To really make sure it blends. I'm gonna dip a little back into onion rings. All right, so at least now you have this like little kind of gradient smokiness. I do think I want to do a little bit of a combination. I want to do bacon on most of the eye, but I think I'm going to leave a little bit of blank space on the inner part. So I'm just going to grab it on my finger and pop it on the lid. Kind of right in the center, basically. And then I want to do Thousand Island because I do think it has a really gorgeous, almost like yellow sparkle to it. But I do like the way it looks topped over a shadow. So I'm gonna get a brush and just add the smallest amount of onion rings on this little inner portion. So then with Thousand Island on my finger, I'm gonna tap that over the top and tap a little bit to where it overlaps that bacon shade. Pop a little bit on the inner corner. I do feel like I need a little bit something brighter though on the inner corner. I might go in with an actual highlighter I think this time. All right, so I'm just gonna go into a little bit of my Collective Cosmetics highlighting palette or Moon Twin palette, but grab this emblazoned yellow highlighter and buff that over the inner corner. So like I said, this one is just super simple, very neutral, very simple and easy. Not everything has to be a super complicated look. So that's all I'm gonna do. I do think I am going to try to do a small wing. I say try because you know what happens when I try to do a wing, it usually gets bigger than I planned, but I'm going to aim for a small wing. And I am gonna pop on a pair of lashes, so I think I'm gonna do the Fry lashes. I think these will go nicely with this. And then I think I will do, I think we're gonna stick with the orange. I've been digging the orange liner with all of these looks. I think it'll add a fun pop of color as opposed to the brown, but you could do brown if you weren't wanting to do anything too colorful. So let me do that, catch up the other eye, and I'll be right back to show you. All right guys, so this is the finished third look. A little bit more of a simple, toned down, neutral look, but I still love it. It's still got some gorgeous shades, and that onion ring shade really surprised me with how much I like it. I just really love the kind of grungy, yellowy brown tone. It's really fun, I like it. And then for lips, I had it on already, but I didn't mention it. So I do have Horchata, which was the gloss from the Glamlite collection, and I love this gloss. It's definitely becoming one of my favorite like everyday glosses because I do like a good nude color. This is like my perfect nude. I like it. It has a little bit of a pinky tone to it. It's just beautiful and it's very comfortable to wear, so really liking the gloss. But yeah, so you guys have now seen 3 looks in this video with this Glamlite Burger palette, plus the one in my initial first impression, so you've definitely gotten a lot of looks out of this palette. If you want to see more from it, let me know. I can do a palette bingo with it in the future. Or if you want to see something where I put both the burger palettes together, Glamlite and Bombshell Cosmetica, I can do that either in a bingo style or head to head, like one eye. You guys let me know what you want to see. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.